A flashlight beam cuts through absolute darkness as Sarah Chen, a 32-year-old Iraq War veteran, stumbles deeper into the abandoned copper mine outside Tucson, Arizona. Her German shepherd, Luna, whimpers beside her, sensing something terribly wrong with her human companion. "Just need to get away from everything," Sarah mutters, her voice echoing off the rocky walls. The weight of another sleepless night, another panic attack, another rejection letter from yet another job application has driven her to this desolate place where tourists never venture. Luna's ears perk up suddenly. The dog stops dead in her tracks, hackles rising. Sarah doesn't notice the warning signs. She's too lost in the fog of her own mind, too consumed by the invisible wounds that followed her home from Fallujah 3 years ago. The mine shaft extends deeper than Sarah realizes. What started as a 20-minute walk to clear her head becomes an hour-long descent into a labyrinth of forgotten tunnels. The battery in her phone died 2 hours ago. The flashlight flickers ominously. "Come on, Luna. Let's head back," Sarah finally says. But when she turns around, every tunnel looks identical. The panic that's been her constant companion since the war suddenly intensifies. Her breathing becomes shallow. Her heart races. That's when it happens. Sarah's legs give out completely. Not from fear this time, but from something far more serious. She collapses against the mine wall, her body convulsing as a severe diabetic episode takes hold. In her emotional turmoil, she'd forgotten to eat for nearly 18 hours. Her blood sugar has plummeted to dangerous levels. Luna immediately rushes to her side, nudging Sarah's face with her wet nose. But Sarah's eyes roll back. Her breathing becomes labored. The flashlight rolls away, casting eerie shadows that dance across the mine walls. For a moment, the only sound is Luna's desperate whining echoing through the tunnels. The German shepherd has never been trained as a service dog, but something primal kicks in. She begins barking frantically, the sound bouncing off the walls in a cacophony that seems to go nowhere. Minutes pass. Then, an hour. Sarah's condition worsens. Luna makes a decision that will leave rescue workers speechless. She leaves Sarah's side. The dog sprints through the maze of tunnels, somehow remembering the exact path they took. Her paws pound against the rocky ground as she races toward the mine entrance, driven by an intelligence that defies explanation. Above ground, Tom Rodriguez, a local park ranger, is conducting his evening patrol of the area. He's been working these desert trails for 15 years and knows every sound the wilderness makes. But the barking echoing from deep within the abandoned mine is something he's never heard before. Luna emerges from the mine entrance like a bullet, her fur covered in dust, her eyes wild with desperation. She spots Tom immediately and does something that makes his blood run cold. She grabs his uniform sleeve with her teeth and pulls. "Whoa there, girl, what's wrong?" Tom tries to calm the frantic dog, but Luna releases his sleeve only to run back toward the mine entrance. She stops, looks back at him, and barks once. A sharp, commanding bark that seems to say, "Follow me, now." Tom has seen enough animal behavior to recognize distress, but this is different. This dog isn't just scared. She's communicating. When Luna realizes he's not following fast enough, she does something that makes Tom's jaw drop. She picks up a stick and drops it at his feet. Then she picks up another stick and arranges it perpendicular to the first one, forming a crude cross. She looks directly into his eyes and barks again. "Someone's hurt," Tom whispers, finally understanding. He immediately radios for backup and follows Luna into the mine. The rescue that follows will become legendary among Arizona emergency responders. Luna leads Tom through a maze of tunnels that would have taken search teams hours to navigate. She stops at every fork in the path, looking back to ensure he's following, then continues with the confidence of someone who's memorized every turn. Deep in the mine, they find Sarah unconscious, her lips blue, her breathing barely detectable. "How long has she been down here?" Tom asks Luna, as if expecting an answer. The dog whimpers and licks Sarah's face gently. Tom immediately administers glucose from his emergency kit while radioing for medical evacuation. As Sarah slowly regains consciousness, the first thing she sees is Luna's concerned brown eyes staring down at her. "Luna, how did you—" Sarah's voice is weak, confused. "Your dog saved your life," Tom explains. She led me straight to you through tunnels I've never even explored. I've been working these mountains for 15 years, and I've never seen anything like it. As the medical team arrives and prepares Sarah for transport, Luna refuses to leave her side. The dog that had been abandoned at a shelter 2 years ago, the same dog Sarah had adopted during her darkest period of PTSD, had just demonstrated a level of loyalty and intelligence that left everyone speechless. But this is only the beginning of a story that will challenge everything people think they know about the bond between humans and animals. If you're enjoying this incredible true story, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what you think Luna was thinking during those terrifying moments alone in the mine. Your engagement helps us share more amazing stories like this one, so don't forget to ring that notification bell too. At Tucson General Hospital, Dr. Maria Santos examined Sarah's medical charts with growing concern. The diabetic episode was severe enough to cause permanent damage, but something else troubles her more. Ms. Chen, when was the last time you had a full medical evaluation? Dr. Santos asks gently. Sarah shifts uncomfortably in the hospital bed, Luna curled up on the floor beside her. The hospital had made a rare exception, allowing the dog to stay after hearing about the rescue. I don't really do doctors, Sarah admits. Haven't since I got back from Iraq. Dr. Santos nods knowingly. She's treated dozens of veterans over the years. I'd like to run some additional tests. Your blood work shows some irregularities that concern me. What Dr. Santos doesn't tell Sarah immediately is that the blood tests reveal signs of a rare autoimmune condition, likely triggered by exposure to burn pits during her military service. It's a condition that's been affecting thousands of veterans, but one that often goes undiagnosed for years. Meanwhile, Tom Rodriguez can't stop thinking about Luna's behavior in the mine. He's seen search and rescue dogs work before, but they require years of specialized training. Luna had no such training, yet she'd performed with the precision of a seasoned professional. That evening, Tom visits Sarah at the hospital. I've been thinking about what happened today, he begins. Have you ever considered having Luna evaluated as a potential service dog? Sarah looks down at Luna, who's been her constant companion since the adoption. She's just a regular dog. I got her from the shelter because I needed company. Regular dogs don't do what Luna did today, Tom insists. I've contacted Dr. Jennifer Walsh at the University of Arizona. She studies animal cognition and behavior. She'd like to meet Luna. 3 days later, Dr. Walsh arrives at Sarah's small apartment in South Tucson. The modest space reflects Sarah's struggles. Sparse furniture, unpaid bills stacked on a card table, and photographs from her military service carefully arranged on a single shelf. Luna greets Dr. Walsh with cautious curiosity. The behavioral scientist has brought several simple tests designed to measure canine intelligence and emotional sensitivity. Tell me about Luna's behavior since you've had her, Dr. Seo. Walsh begins, setting up a small video camera. Sarah describes how Luna seems to sense her panic attacks before they happen, how the dog positions herself between Sarah and crowds in public spaces, how she's learned to wake Sarah from nightmares without being trained to do so. These are all behaviors consistent with a naturally gifted service animal, Dr. Walsh explains. But what happened in the mine goes beyond even that. Dr. Walsh conducts a series of tests. She places treats under different colored cups and asks Sarah to point to one while looking at another. Luna consistently follows Sarah's gaze rather than her gesture, demonstrating advanced theory of mind, the ability to understand that others have different perspectives. In another test, Dr. Walsh pretends to be injured. Luna immediately approaches and gently places her paw on the scientist's arm, then looks toward Sarah as if seeking help. This is remarkable, Dr. Walsh murmurs, reviewing the video footage. Luna demonstrates cognitive abilities I typically see only in dogs with extensive professional training. But the most shocking discovery comes when Dr. Walsh reviews Luna's shelter records. The German Shepherd had been found wandering the streets of Phoenix 2 years earlier, emaciated and traumatized. Veterinary examination revealed old injuries consistent with abuse. She'd been returned to the shelter twice by previous adopters who complained she was too anxious and difficult to manage. Sarah, Dr. Walsh says quietly, I think Luna recognized something in you that others missed. Trauma survivors often find each other. The revelation hit Sarah like a physical blow. She'd always assumed she was rescuing Luna, but perhaps it was the other way around. Dr. Walsh's evaluation leads to an unexpected opportunity. The University of Arizona's veterinary program wants to study Luna as part of a research project on naturally occurring service dog behaviors in rescue animals. The study comes with a stipend that would help Sarah cover her medical expenses. More importantly, Dr. Walsh connects Sarah with Dr. James Mitchell, a veteran himself who runs a specialized PTSD treatment program that incorporates animal-assisted therapy. Traditional therapy didn't work for me either, Dr. Mitchell tells Sarah during their first meeting. But working with animals changed everything. They don't judge. They don't ask questions about what happened over there. They just respond to who you are right now. Sarah learns that her autoimmune condition, while serious, is treatable with proper medical care. The exposure to burn pits during her deployment had indeed triggered the illness, but early intervention can prevent progression. As Sarah begins treatment, Luna's role in her life evolves. The dog seems to instinctively understand when Sarah needs space and when she needs comfort. During medical appointments, Luna positions herself where Sarah can maintain physical contact. During therapy sessions, the dog's presence allows Sarah to discuss traumatic memories she'd never been able to voice before. Dr. Walsh's research reveals something extraordinary. Luna's brain scans show unusual activity in regions associated with empathy and social cognition. The dog's ability to read human emotional states exceeds that of most trained therapy animals. It's as if her own trauma created a heightened sensitivity to distress in others, Dr. Walsh explains. She's essentially a naturally occurring emotional support animal with service dog capabilities. The story of Sarah and Luna begins attracting attention beyond the medical community. Tom Rodriguez shares their story with local media, hoping to raise awareness about veteran mental health issues and the therapeutic potential of rescue animals. The response is overwhelming. Donations pour in to help cover Sarah's medical expenses. Other veterans reach out, sharing their own stories of struggle and recovery. A local veteran organization offers Sarah a part-time job coordinating their animal therapy program. But the most meaningful response comes from an unexpected source. Dr. Santos, the emergency room physician who first treated Sarah, reveals that she too is a veteran struggling with PTSD from her service as a Navy medic in Afghanistan. She'd been considering adopting a dog but had hesitated, unsure if she was ready for the responsibility. "Seeing what Luna did for you made me realize that maybe I need rescuing too," Dr. Santos admits. 6 months after the mine incident, Sarah stands before a group of 50 veterans at a PTSD support meeting. Luna sits calmly beside her, wearing a vest identifying her as a therapy dog in training. "I used to think strength meant handling everything alone," Sarah begins. "I thought asking for help was admitting defeat, but Luna taught me that sometimes the strongest thing you can do is let someone else carry you when you can't walk." She describes the night in the mine, how her lowest moment became the catalyst for her recovery. She talks about the importance of treating both visible and invisible wounds, about the healing power of unconditional love, and about finding purpose in helping others. "Luna didn't just save my life that night," Sarah concludes. "She showed me that my life was worth saving." The audience includes Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Walsh, Tom Rodriguez, and dozens of veterans at various stages of their own healing journeys. Many have tears in their eyes. After the presentation, a young Marine approaches Sarah. He's recently returned from deployment and struggling with nightmares and anxiety. "Do you think a dog could help someone like me?" he asks quietly. Sarah looks down at Luna, who immediately approaches the young veteran and sits calmly beside him. The Marine's tense shoulders relax slightly as he reaches down to pet her. "I think the right dog could help anyone ready to be helped," Sarah replies. Dr. Walsh's research on Luna contributes to a growing body of evidence supporting animal-assisted therapy for PTSD. The University of Arizona launches a program pairing rescue dogs with veterans, using Luna's case as a model for identifying naturally gifted therapy animals. Sarah's autoimmune condition stabilizes with treatment. Her panic attacks become less frequent. She enrolls in online classes to complete her college degree, something she'd abandoned after returning from deployment. The abandoned mine where Sarah collapsed is now closed to the public, but Tom Rodriguez has placed a small plaque near the entrance. In recognition of the bond between humans and animals, and the power of love to guide us home. 1 year after the rescue, Sarah and Luna return to the mine entrance for a memorial ceremony honoring veterans lost to suicide. Sarah places a wreath at the base of Tom's plaque, while Luna sits quietly beside her. "Thank you," Sarah whispers, though she's not sure if she's speaking to Luna, to the universe, or to the part of herself that refused to give up that night in the darkness. Luna looks up at her with those same brown eyes that had stared down at her in the mine, filled with the same unwavering devotion that had compelled her to run for help when Sarah couldn't save herself. As they walk back to the car, Sarah's phone buzzes with a text from Dr. Santos. "Just adopted a German Shepherd mix from the shelter. Her name is Hope. I think she's going to save my life too." Sarah smiles, understanding now that rescue is rarely a one-way street. Sometimes the ones who need saving most are the ones doing the rescuing. The story of Sarah and Luna proves that heroes come in all forms, that healing happens in unexpected ways, and that sometimes the most profound love comes from the most broken places. Their bond, forged in trauma and strengthened by trust, continues to inspire others to seek help, to open their hearts, and to believe that no one has to face their darkest moments alone. If this story moved you, please subscribe to our channel and share it with someone who might need to hear it. Your comments and engagement help us reach more people with stories of hope and healing. Hit that like button if you believe in the incredible bond between humans and animals, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another inspiring story. Together, we can create a community where no veteran, no survivor, no one struggling with invisible wounds has to suffer in silence. The success of Sarah and Luna's story creates ripple effects neither of them anticipated. Dr. Walsh's research attracts funding from the Department of Veterans Affairs, leading to the establishment of the first official program pairing rescue dogs with combat veterans based on behavioral compatibility rather than formal training. Sarah finds herself at the center of this groundbreaking initiative. Her part-time job coordinating the animal therapy program evolves into a full-time position as program director. She's tasked with developing protocols for identifying rescue dogs with natural therapeutic abilities, something that would have seemed impossible 2 years ago. The irony isn't lost on her. The woman who once couldn't hold down a job at a grocery store is now pioneering a program that could help thousands of veterans nationwide. Luna, meanwhile, becomes something of a celebrity in veterinary and psychological circles. Her brain scans reveal neural pathways that suggest an almost supernatural ability to detect changes in human stress hormones through scent. Dr. Walsh publishes papers about Luna's case in prestigious journals, always crediting the dog's traumatic past as the source of her extraordinary empathy. But fame brings unexpected challenges. 3 months into the new program, Sarah receives a phone call that changes everything. A woman named Rebecca Torres claims to be Luna's original owner, the one who lost her before she ended up in the Phoenix shelter. "I've been looking for her for 3 years, Rebecca explains over the phone, her voice breaking. "Her name was originally Stella. She was my daughter's dog before my daughter died in a car accident. Stella disappeared the night of the funeral. I think she was looking for Emma." Sarah's world tilts. She looks at Luna, who's sleeping peacefully in a patch of afternoon sunlight streaming through the office window. The idea of losing her feels like contemplating amputation. "I can prove she's mine," Rebecca continues. "She has a microchip, and there's a scar on her left rear paw from when she stepped on glass as a puppy." Sarah's hands shake as she examines Luna's paw. There it is, a thin white line she'd always assumed was from the abuse Luna suffered as a stray. Dr. Walsh accompanies Sarah to the meeting with Rebecca Torres. The woman is in her 50s, with graying hair and eyes that carry the weight of profound loss. She brings photo albums filled with pictures of a young girl with a German Shepherd puppy. Luna's reaction is immediate and heartbreaking. The moment she sees Rebecca, she begins whimpering and pacing. She approaches the woman cautiously, sniffing her hands, then sits and tilts her head in a gesture Sarah has never seen before. "She used to do that when Emma would ask her questions," Rebecca whispers, tears streaming down her face. "Oh, Stella, I'm so sorry I couldn't find you." The microchip scan confirms Rebecca's claim. Luna, Stella, had indeed belonged to the Torres family. The records show she'd been reported missing 3 years earlier, just days after 14-year-old Emma Torres died in a collision with a drunk driver. After Emma died, Stella wouldn't eat, Rebecca explains. She kept going to Emma's room, waiting for her to come home. The night we buried Emma, I found the back gate open. Stella was gone. I searched for months, but she'd just vanished. Sarah feels her world crumbling. The dog who saved her life belongs to someone else. Someone who lost a child and has been searching for her remaining connection to that child for 3 years. But Rebecca surprises everyone. I can see what Stella means to you, she says, watching how Luna positions herself protectively beside Sarah. And I can see what you mean to her. Emma always said Stella had a gift for helping people who were hurting. Rebecca explains that she's remarried and moved to Oregon. Her new husband is allergic to dogs, and she's been living in an apartment that doesn't allow pets. She'd been planning to find Stella a good home, even if she found her. But this isn't just a good home, Rebecca continues. This is exactly what Emma would have wanted. She always said Stella was meant to help people. The conversation that follows is unlike anything Sarah has experienced. Rebecca shares stories about Emma, a girl who volunteered at animal shelters, who dreamed of becoming a veterinarian, who believed animals could heal human hearts in ways medicine couldn't. Emma used to say that Stella could sense when people were sad before they even knew it themselves, Rebecca recalls. She said Stella was an angel in dog form. Dr. Walsh listens to these stories with growing amazement. The behavioral patterns Rebecca describes match exactly what she's observed in Luna's interactions with veterans in the therapy program. It's possible that Luna's sensitivity to human distress isn't just from her own trauma, Dr. Walsh theorizes. She may have been naturally gifted from birth, then honed those abilities through her bond with Emma, who was clearly an empathetic child. Rebecca makes a decision that leaves everyone speechless. She wants to establish a foundation in Emma's memory, using Luna's story to fund therapy dog programs for grieving families and veterans with PTSD. Emma believed that love doesn't die when people do, Rebecca explains. It just finds new ways to express itself. Stella, Luna, is Emma's love continuing to heal people. The Emma Torres Foundation launches 6 months later, with Sarah as executive director and Luna as the official mascot. The foundation funds research into animal-assisted therapy, provides grants for veterans to adopt rescue dogs, and supports families dealing with traumatic loss. Rebecca visits monthly, always bringing fresh flowers for Luna and updates about the foundation's impact. She's become like family to Sarah, their shared love for Luna, creating a bond neither expected. The foundation's first major initiative is a pilot program pairing rescue dogs with military families who've lost loved ones in combat. The program is based on Luna's case study, identifying dogs with natural empathetic abilities and matching them with families based on emotional compatibility rather than training credentials. Sarah finds herself traveling across the country, speaking at conferences about animal-assisted therapy and veteran mental health. Luna accompanies her on every trip, serving as a living example of the healing power of the human-animal bond. During a presentation at Walter Reed Medical Center, Sarah meets Captain Jennifer Hayes, a military psychologist who's been struggling to help veterans with treatment-resistant PTSD. Traditional therapy works for maybe 60% of our patients, Captain Hayes explains. But we're losing too many of the other 40%. They won't engage with human therapists, but they might connect with animals. This conversation leads to the Foundation's most ambitious project yet, a residential treatment facility where veterans can live temporarily with specially selected rescue dogs while receiving intensive therapy. The facility, built on donated land outside Tucson, becomes a model for similar programs nationwide. Luna's role evolves again. She becomes a mentor to other therapy dogs in training, somehow teaching them through example how to read human emotional states and respond appropriately. Veterinary behaviorists study her interactions with other dogs, documenting how she seems to pass on her empathetic abilities. 2 years after meeting Rebecca, Sarah receives news that changes her perspective on everything. Dr. Santos calls with test results from Sarah's latest medical evaluation. "Your autoimmune markers are completely normal," Dr. Santos reports, barely containing her excitement. Whatever triggered the condition seems to have resolved itself. It's unprecedented. Dr. Walsh has a theory about Sarah's recovery that goes beyond conventional medicine. Chronic stress and trauma can trigger autoimmune responses, she explains. But healing, real emotional healing, can sometimes reverse those processes. Luna didn't just save your life that night in the mine. She may have literally healed your body by healing your spirit. The Foundation's success attracts national attention. Sarah is invited to testify before Congress about the need for expanded funding for animal-assisted therapy programs. She brings Luna to the Capitol building, where the dog's calm presence helps Sarah deliver testimony that moves several senators to tears. "Mr. Chairman," Sarah concludes her testimony, "we're not asking you to fund a luxury or an experiment. We're asking you to fund a proven treatment that's already saving lives. Every veteran who finds healing through the love of a rescue animal is a victory for all of us." The legislation passes unanimously, providing $50 million in funding for animal-assisted therapy programs nationwide. But perhaps the most meaningful moment comes during a quiet evening at home. Sarah is grading applications for the Foundation's latest program, when Luna suddenly alerts, moving to the front door seconds before the doorbell rings. It's Dr. Santos, holding a leash attached to a 3-legged golden retriever mix. "This is Courage," Dr. Santos explains. "He lost his leg in a car accident, spent months in the shelter because people thought he was damaged goods. Sound familiar?" Sarah laughs, remembering her own journey from broken veteran to Foundation director. "What's his story?" "He's going to be my therapy dog," Dr. Santos announces. "I'm finally ready to deal with my own PTSD, and I think Courage and I can help each other heal." As they watch Luna gently welcome Courage into the house, Sarah reflects on the incredible journey that began in an abandoned mine. What started as her darkest moment has become a beacon of hope for thousands of others. The Foundation now operates in 12 states, has placed over 300 rescue dogs with veterans and grieving families, and has funded research that's changing how the medical community understands animal-assisted therapy. Luna, now 6 years old, shows no signs of slowing down. She still accompanies Sarah to work every day, still seems to know exactly which veterans need her attention most, still demonstrates the same uncanny ability to sense distress that saved Sarah's life. But perhaps most remarkably, Luna has become a mother figure to dozens of rescue dogs in the program. She teaches them patience, empathy, and the subtle art of healing human hearts. Veterinary behaviorists call it unprecedented, a therapy dog training other therapy dogs through pure instinct and example. On the 3rd anniversary of the mine rescue, Sarah and Luna returned to the site for their annual memorial visit. The plaque Tom Rodriguez installed has been joined by a larger monument honoring all veterans lost to suicide and celebrating the healing power of the human-animal bond. As Sarah places flowers at the monument, Luna sits quietly beside her, occasionally nuzzling her hand. The gesture is the same one that comforted Sarah in the hospital 3 years ago, a reminder that some bonds transcend explanation. "You know what I think?" Sarah says to Luna, who tilts her head attentively. "I think Emma Torres is still with us, still helping people heal through you. And I think my fellow veterans who didn't make it home are too. Every life we save honors their memory." Luna's tail wags once, a gentle acknowledgement that seems to say she understands. As they walk back to the car, Sarah's phone buzzes with a text from Rebecca. Foundation just received its largest donation ever, $5 million from an anonymous donor who says Luna saved their family member's life. Emma would be so proud. Sarah smiles, understanding now that healing isn't a destination, but a journey, one that's made bearable by love, hope, and the unwavering loyalty of a dog who refused to let her human die alone in the darkness. The story of Sarah and Luna continues to inspire, to heal, and to prove that sometimes the most broken souls are the ones best equipped to mend others. Their foundation grows stronger each year, their bond deeper, their impact immeasurable. And in shelters across the country, rescue dogs wait for their chance to become heroes, carrying within them the same potential for love and healing that transformed a collapsed veteran and a traumatized German shepherd into symbols of hope for thousands. If this incredible journey of healing and hope has touched your heart, please subscribe to our channel and share this story with someone who needs to know that recovery is possible, that help comes in unexpected forms, and that no one has to face their darkest moments alone. Your comments sharing your own stories of healing Help create a community of support that extends far beyond this video. Hit that like button if you believe in second chances. Ring that notification bell to join our family of hope. And remember, sometimes the most powerful medicine comes with 4 legs and an unbreakable spirit. Together, we can ensure that no veteran, no survivor, no one struggling with invisible wounds has to suffer in silence.